Hey Dad, today I want to talk about the amendment that almost no one thinks about, the Third Amendment, the no quartering soldiers one. Every time someone mentions it, it feels like a constitutional trivia question more than something alive in our politics. But I think it actually matters more than people realize, especially right now. The Third Amendment was written after the British had forced colonists to house soldiers in their home. But underneath that specific abuse was a deeper principle. The home should be a place where government does not get to plant itself. The founders didn't just ban quartering. They were expressing a worldview. A free society requires a private sphere that government cannot breach at will. And Dad, even though we don't have redcoats showing up demanding beds and meals, that principle is being tested in other ways today. Look at what's happening in Minnesota. Operation Metro Surge has put more than 2,000 federal agents into neighborhoods and residential streets, sometimes on school blocks during morning drop-off, sometimes at apartment complexes, sometimes going door to door in neighborhoods, according to local reporting. Now, to be clear, this is not quartering. It's not soldiers living in people's homes. But it is the federal government creating a level of presence in residential life that the founders would have found unimaginable. Armed agents on porches, in parking lots, outside homes, and in at least one reported case, entering a Minnesota home by force to make arrests. That matters because the Third Amendment expresses something bigger than its literal text. There must be limits on how deeply government power can root itself into private life. And I think what's happening in Minneapolis right now is a reminder that the Constitution isn't just about the rights we exercise, like speech or protest or legal carry, but also about the boundaries that government must not cross. The Third Amendment spirit shows up in other protections we take for granted. The Fourth Amendment's protection of the home, the idea that the government needs a warrant to enter private space, the expectation that our personal lives shouldn't become extensions of police or military operations. It's like an anchor, a reminder that your home is not the government's workspace. And in a moment where federal agents are swarming neighborhoods, confronting civilians, blocking streets, and in the cases of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, killing people who were simply present and observing, the boundary between public authority and private life suddenly feels a lot less abstract. The Third Amendment isn't about muskets or quartering anymore. It's about the principle of what a home should represent in a free country. And even though it's rarely invoked in court, it carries a message that feels very relevant right now. Government power is supposed to stop at your front door unless the law has a very specific reason to cross it. That boundary is part of what keeps us a constitutional republic instead of a security state. And when federal presence grows so large that neighborhoods feel watched, surrounded, or occupied, it's worth remembering that the Constitution envisioned something very different. The Third Amendment may not be the star of the Bill of Rights, but it's the foundation for the idea that private life should stay private and that our homes are supposed to remain our own. Do you think the founders' idea of keeping government out of the home still applies in the age of federal raids, surveillance, and large-scale operations like Metro Surge? Let's discuss in the comments.